During WW2, how were American men who couldn't pass the military requirements to enlist treated? Back in 1943, my Uncle Arnold was a tall, lanky guy from Nebraska who desperately wanted to fight for his country. Problem was, he had terrible eyesight. Even with his thick glasses, he couldn't see the big E on the eye chart. He failed the military physical 3 times. Each time, the recruitment officer stamped his papers with a big red 4F, unfit for service. Walking home after his 3rd rejection, a group of women handed him a white feather, their way of calling him a coward. In our small town, the shame was unbearable. Restaurants wouldn't serve him. People crossed the street to avoid him. His own father stopped speaking to him, ashamed to have a draft dodger for a son. But Arnold wasn't about to give up. He memorized the eye chart, practiced walking around blindfolded to learn to function without seeing clearly, even tried eating nothing but carrots for a month because someone told him it would improve his vision. None of it worked. By 1944, almost every able-bodied man in town was gone. The few who remained were either too old, too young, or like Arnold, rejected for service. They called them the Yellow Brigade. One night, a massive fire broke out at the munitions factory where the women worked making bullets and shells for the war effort. The fire department was short-staffed. Most of the young firefighters were overseas. Arnold lived closest to the factory. He heard the explosion from his house. Without thinking, he grabbed his boots and ran toward the smoke. When he got there, the building was engulfed. He could barely see through his useless glasses, but he could hear the screams. He ran in. The smoke was so thick it didn't matter if his vision was bad. He guided out 7 women by following their voices. Each time he emerged from the flames, people whispered, "That's the 4F guy." On his 8th trip in, the roof started collapsing. He found 2 more women trapped under fallen machinery. Arnold, who could barely see his hand in front of his face, somehow managed to lift a steel beam that 3 men couldn't move later. He got the women out seconds before the building collapsed. His clothes were burned, his glasses melted, his lungs full of smoke. But he saved 11 lives that night. The town's attitude changed overnight. The same people who'd shunned him now called him a hero, but Arnold just shrugged it off. "You don't need perfect vision to be brave," he said. The military still wouldn't take him, but the local fire department did. They figured a man who'd run into a burning building blind was exactly who they needed. He served there throughout the war, putting out fires from practice bomb runs and training accidents. After the war, when the soldiers came home, not one of them looked down on the 4F guys anymore. They'd heard about Arnold and others like him, men who'd found different ways to serve. My uncle went on to become fire chief, trained 3 generations of firefighters. Never did get better eyesight, but he could find his way through a burning building better than anyone with perfect vision.